Person of the Journalists Union by Lanheba faction of KDMC outfit was widely condemned. And the All Manipur Working Journalists Union launched a 3-day sit-in at Keshampat. Such protests by journalists take place frequently. A few days ago, no newspapers hit the stands for 2 days in protest against abusive language and threats by the KCPMC.
The journalists of the state need to make a very firm stand that enough is enough. We have had enough. Come hell or high water, we are ready to do our duty. We must also publish our papers in the interest of the public, because if we stop our work, that means we are also not giving the public their due in the present circumstances.
An emergency general body meeting of the All Manipur Working Journalists Union and editors was also held at the Manipur Press Club. At the meeting, it was discussed that a threat to a journalist was a threat to the entire media community, and the journalists resolved that the group should immediately withdraw its warning. People on the street also condemned threats to members of the press by militant outfits. The threats by militants make it difficult for the media to raise issues that concern the people. No surprise then that they have been condemned widely by the society at large.
This is not the only problem that Manipur is facing. The 68-day-long economic blockade by Naga groups have severely affected the state. And the problems are not yet over, as transporters who have been complaining of being harassed by militant groups on National Highway 39 are not yet back to business. Roving Report takes a look at the situation in the state.
National Highway 39 is the lifeline of Manipur. And 2 months of blockade by Naga groups has affected normal life in Manipur. Even after the blockade was lifted, the problems have not ended. Now the transporters want an assurance that they will not be illegally taxed by Naga militant groups before they start driving on NH 39. From Dimapur in Nagaland, we travelled to NH 39, where central paramilitary forces have been deployed to provide security cover to the vehicles. Here, the CRPF and ITBP personnel are escorting goods-laden vehicles safely to Manipur.
पहले भी अपना गाड़ी बहुत गया है, अभी जा रहे हैं, देखें अभी तकलीफ नहीं मिल रहा अपना को, ठीक ही है, जैसे भी ठीक ही है, आने के टाइम में अपना कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो रहा है.
Nagaland too suffered because of the blockade. Around 15 kilometers from Dimapur is Jharna Fani, once the hub of truckers who took a break here. Now, no vehicles stop here, and the local restaurant owners, both Nagas and Manipuris, have suffered huge losses.
इत्यादि बेसी डाउन होइছে आमेखान मणिपुरी ट्रक खान ना आपुराना इतुपुरा आमेखान बेसी डाउन होइছে इत्या सेल भी নাই आमेखान इनी लाइन ते थाका खान आमेखान दुकान करा खान होटल करा खान ना इतु पूरा इत्या तो उपाय ना थाका निसना थाके আছে इत्या तो इनी बच्चा खान पाली बोले भी दुख होइছে इत्या तो.
In Imphal, the situation has not yet returned to normal. The vehicles bringing in essential commodities are making their way to the state through NH53, but their movement is slow because of regular landslides. Meanwhile, long queues can be seen at petrol pumps and grocery shops. The prices have skyrocketed too.
Jagat puna mai khet phau phangakta kaya gi mati wahre kaya gi mati sada thakta na lam tham na khitang haidaba da saningai ngari ngata akoi mete yobi koi sinchak ti pandabadi yati koi bunga.
Economists believe the blockade of Manipur has resulted in a loss to the tune of 4 crore rupees per day. The monetary loss can be calculated, but the misery caused to the people is incalculable.
All the schools, private schools, including the government school, stop functioning because petrol is not available, vans are not applying, students are not coming. So we find not merely in terms of economic monetary lost, but in terms of the human lost. This is very dangerous. A time will come on account of this economic blockade for more than 2-3 months. We will have a generation gap in education, in human capital formation, in human resource mobilization.
Frequent shutdowns and blockades in Manipur during the past 5 years led to a loss of approximately 1,319 crore rupees. During this period, there were about 234 days of blockades besides 110 days of shutdowns in the state.
Stay tuned, we will be back with more news. Leaders of pro-talk insurgent groups meet for lasting peace in Assam. And Mogre and Donikana villages in Jorhat reaped the peace dividend. Welcome back to Roving Report. With talks between the United Liberation Front of Assam ULFA and the government on the cards, top leaders of pro-talk insurgent groups headed by pro-talk ULFA group met recently to discuss ways of bringing peace to the region. A report.
Once again, the wheel of government ULFA peace talks is on the move. Many top leaders of different ceasefire revolutionary groups and civil society leaders in Assam recently came together on a common platform to discuss and support the proposed peace negotiation. The meeting was held on the occasion of the second ceasefire declaration of Pro-Talk ULFA group at Kakopathar in Upper Assam. The 28th Battalion of ULFA organized the event to mark the ceasefire with the government of Assam on 24 June 2008. Mrinal Hazarika and Jitin Datta headed the Pro-Talk ULFA faction.
कैसे डिस्कशन को आगे बढ़ाएंगे, इस बारे में सब संगठन को हम बुलाए हैं, सबका राय हम लेने के लिए आज ये मीटिंग कॉल किया है, all ceasefire group.
Other than the United Liberation Front of Assam or ULFA, other major militant groups in Assam include Dima Halam Dauga or DHT, the United People's Democratic Solidarity or UPDS and National Democratic Front of Bodoland or NDFB. ULFA is the biggest outfit and most of its central committee leaders are in Guwahati jail. Its commander-in-chief Paresh Barwa, however, is still at large. A collective decision on negotiation with the government by the anti-talk groups will help in speeding up the return of normalcy to the region.
A peaceful dialogue with the government of India, Assam and DHD is continuing, but we are very much hopeful that government will settle and it should be acceptable for the DHD.
दावी करते हैं कि अगर जल्दी होने से, जल्दी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होने से हमारा भी अच्छा होता है.
This initiative clearly shows that every section of the Assamese society is fed up with instability and violence and wants an early return of peace and normalcy in the state.
Moving on, Mogre and Donikona villages are located in the picturesque Naga foothills on the outskirts of Jorhat district. The region borders Assam and Nagaland and has been facing a border dispute for a long time. But villagers here have managed to overcome all problems and today set a perfect example of ethnic integration. Roving Report team recently travelled to the region.
Making our way through dust